I can do quite a few perfect hands as Dagnus. I'm already thinking, where's the next one going to be? What did we have? We had Rise of Industry, Patrician, Capitalism, Railroad, although that one fell apart like Rise of Industry. And now with Orion, I'm still looking for another game. A nice game that simulates and has economy that I can run perfectly and bore everyone to tears with over the course of about a month. Yeah, I could really do with that in my diet. But that is for another day. For today, we have our weekly one-shot. It is the 280th one, crawling our way to number 300. I really gotta think up something special for that, but how am I meant to top the Layton performance? I do not know. In any case, today it is BIT.TRIP RUNNER. Remember BIT.TRIP? I don't feel like we see you at all anymore, but BIT.TRIP was in that huge golden age of indie influx on Steam just around 2010. To be honest, I never really cared much for the BIT.TRIP games, as I also didn't play them much, more to my Meat Boys. But this is BIT.TRIP RUNNER. I have played this game before for a handful of minutes, about 10 years ago. I know that because the game still had my save data where I hadn't even beaten Zone 1, so huzzah. It's an auto-runner, not a genre I play much of, but one of the glorious things about the weekly one-shot is picking up games and genres that I never normally play around with. Sometimes they really open my eyes. If I recall well, my original delve into Western RPGs with Kingdom Come Deliverance. That was a weekly one-shot, a failed weekly one-shot at that, and I fell in love with the game. And, you know, after that, I played Morrowind, I played Oblivion, I played Skyrim. They all sucked, but I played them. So the challenge today with BIT.TRIP RUNNER is to... He looks over at the thing he typed out. Here we go. Complete the game, attempt all retro challenges within 3 hours. Well, that sounds easy. Except I have to perfect every level and perfect 18 of the retro challenges. It's quite a bit. It's a high degree of perfection, but surely we are up to the task. Let us get it underway. Timer will start as it often does when I have control. Oh yeah, I tried Oxygen Not Included as well. I even long played that game. I did not enjoy Oxygen Not Included. I very much didn't enjoy it. I tried really hard. Okay, there's our control. We auto-run, we jump. We'll be able to slide eventually, but for now we cannot. And the goal is to avoid obstacles and collect gold. I wonder if we ever... Oh, how did I manage to miss that? I'll tell you what I was trying to do. I was trying to see if I could double jump. I could have sworn in this game you get a double jump ability. So, auto-runners. I've never found them particularly interesting as a genre. I love platformers, and this just feels like it's stripping out 75% of what I get to enjoy doing in platformers. But huzzah, let's not smack top the game too early right here on Zone 1. Then again, Super Meat Boy went auto-runner with its formula, and it sucked! I think it was Meat Boy Forever, that's what it was called. Now I played Meat Boy Forever in a games demo somewhere. No idea where, but I did. The developers were there showing off Meat Boy Forever. Man, it was pretty bad. So, huzzah! Easily done. I guess that exclamation mark means perfect. I hope so. And we bonus get. So here's one of our retro challenges. I don't know how we're meant to keep track of all these retro challenges, but here they are. So again, we run, we grab the gold, we avoid the fire. Now, what's this meant to be? A take on Hudson's Adventure Island? If I had to guess. Oh boy, this game is hard to look at. Well, I already didn't perfect this one because I jumped over one of the bits of gold. And it looks like you need to prematurely jump to grab the gold below there. There's no music here. It always puts me off. It's an Atari 8-bit throwback. Oh, you're right, it's Pitfall. How could I forget Pitfall? So what's that meant to be? 83 out of 85? I get they're stylizing their text here, but it is hard to read. Alright, onwards to 1-2. We'll get an opportunity to look at our overall performance, well, at some point, and let's us go back to the menu. And there are our pitfalls. Don't know what that plus is meant to be. It looks like it unlocks, what's that, Mega at the top? Oh man, yeah, this game I find very hard on the eyes. Reminds me of Muse... Ooh, there we go. That effect reminds me of Muse Dash. Muse Dash I found an exceptionally hard game to look at. It's got that same weird movement feel to it, but it's also got a an eye-boggling color pattern to it. Which is a shame, because I really like Muse Dash. Love the music, love the style to it. But try as I may, I just get all cross-eyed when trying to look at the game. Complete the perfect result in every level. Oh yeah, it's Green Giant reiterating on what the challenge is here. People are free to put in whatever they want on the challenges for the weekly one-shot. And heavens knows I have a lot of them sitting there. So huzzah, that seems like that was perfectly achieved. Yeah, so it gives me a wee exclamation mark when I hit 25 out of 25, that's what I assume it is. I don't know how I get back to these retro challenges. I worry that maybe, just maybe, I have to complete the levels again to get their retro challenges. Ooh, getting that one where I have to drop down is tough. Oh, wow, this really doesn't bode well. Wait, what kind of number system is that? I guess that was 35 out of 70 something? There we go, now we've unlocked the cool pose. Okay, right, that needs to be slid under. Wanted to be sure. Lose lobby is spiking now, says Owen. Shit. Ah, they're falling for it! The fools! I'd never dream of sandbagging, but trying to draw out those lose lobby votes is a different matter altogether. Or at least, that's what I'm saying. I am actually not confident in my auto-runner abilities. I got no idea where to look. Anywhere I look on the screen, everything is just a blur to me. Yeah, I'm getting old. Don't worry, it'll happen to you, if it hasn't already. I'm a little concerned that I currently have 0 out of 18 of the perfect retro challenges so far. Mostly because I think getting back to them will require me to beat these levels again. Don't have very long, but I also don't have very long to beat this game, only 3 hours. What do you mean happen? I've always been like this. Hey, I can even slide in the retro levels now, huzzah. Oh, jeez, that did not give me a whole lot of time to deal with that. Alright, looking very sad. Right, can I get out of here? Retro levels, okay. Are the retro levels everywhere? I was under the impression that when it said 2 out of 3 after 18 perfect retro levels, that means 18 was 2/3 of them, but perhaps I was dead wrong with that assumption. Come on, last minute voters, have some trust in Jake, says Zeleb, wanting a better payout. You know, often I don't properly... Oh, this is looking grim, isn't it? I often don't properly get into the heads of gamblers because, well, I can't gamble on my own channel. I have infinite points and nothing that I can do with them. However, I was on another channel with gambling enabled, and it's a channel I'd watched a fair bit. It was actually Baylor Lord. He streams Slay the Spire, so I can get some of my Slay the Spire fix out of him. And yeah, you could gamble on his performance, and I had an inkling he was gonna lose. But I was in quite the minority with that one, because he was playing well. And It was a whole new feeling watching somebody play and just really, really wanting them to lose. And he did. Got his ass whipped, he did, and I got a huge payout, and it felt so good. So now, I understand. Truly, I understand the gambler's mantra. He does a bunch of things with his channel points that I'd never dream of doing on my channel, but they were still fun in their own right. I'll toss in 200 points, says Deathshed. 200 points on my victory. Channel point inflation has gotten out of hand. I really hope Twitch do something about it eventually. Oh, wow. This is tight. Okay, so I haven't beaten a single retro challenge. I haven't even come close. That's a very bad sign. So these levels that we're seeing, we are likely going to be seeing again in the future. Wait, I can kick? What is the meaning of this? I can even kick in the air. Oh, but I can't kick when lying down. It's weird. One of his legs is cocked as if ready to kick. I also can't just hold down and kick. Now this game very much far from invented the runner genre. The auto runner genre is very old. When did it start out anyway? Cannonball. Oh, okay. Thought I could kick the UFO, but no, I should have slid under it. Yeah, Cannonball's the first auto runner that I can think of, but surely something came before. Jetpack Joyride, not a game I'm familiar with. I mean, I'm familiar with Jetpack. Great game. Thank you, Cranky Kong. But Jetpack Joyride, no. Okay, I just about tried to kick the UFO again. Not happening. I'm here to win. I am always here to win on my weekly one-shots. Even when it seems like quite the opposite. An arcade cabinet auto runner. I've played a lot of arcade cabinets. Can't think of any though. What was the game I was thinking about lately? Oh yeah, Arkanoid. It was kind of funny to see Arkanoid on a... Oh, jeez. What kind of jumps the expecting enemy there? Playing Arkanoid on arcade. Pretty intimidating. Controls not so hot. What was the one I was playing? Yeah, you had a dial to twist around to move your paddle. Boy, that felt weird. But yeah, Arkanoid was also on Games Done Quick, or ESA, I forget which. Seems a very strange game to try and speedrun. Oh yeah, no wonder I didn't play much of this game when it came out. Who in the right mind would be playing this over Super Meat Boy? Yeah, actually, when did Super Meat Boy come out? Must have been 2010, right? Super Meat Boy, indeed, a game that I ran on the weekly one-shot. Actually, it predates the weekly one-shot. I ran it on the 2 Hours of Hell. And there's been a resubmission for it on the weekly one-shot, pointing out that I didn't beat, what was it? Light and Dark Cotton Alley? So it was a challenge to get those done. Light Cotton Alley is okay. Dark Cotton Alley in Meat Boy is brutality. Alright, come on, I need to get some of these done. 18 of these need to be done, and I have got a fat 0. Oh, it's doubling up the fire now. Oh, I do not like the fact that I have to redo the levels to access those. It does not bode well. Although, oh, what's this? Spring. Oh, that is awkward. Because it's the complete opposite of hitting the jump button. I gotta hit up and triangle. How long until it puts in springboards that we're not actually meant to be hitting? Also, credit to this game for not having a reset progress button. Oh boy. Back to the start we go, just like Mario. I had to go into my Steam user files and delete the decade-old save data I had for this. And on top of that, the game would just re-download the cloud version of it. Pretty sure there's a way to get around that. You have to set the game to not grab data from the cloud. But I always forget how to do that, so what I do is I just delete the save data whilst in-game, so it thinks that's the new stuff to upload to the cloud. Doesn't always work, but it worked today. Now, if you're already sick of the auto runner, this will not be the only game we're streaming today. I'm going to take another bite out of Void Stranger. I think Void Stranger is going to be something I have to take regular short bites out of, because after my run of Void Stranger, I got a banging headache. Like it, oh, wow. Not very nice on the arrangements it gives you on the retro challenges here. Yeah, the color scheme and the blocky nature of that game, I went away feeling not well after it. Oh, wait, what? Was that gold above and below? Need to activate some brain power here. This game is motion sickness incarnate. Fortunately, I've never been one for getting motion sickness. Right, up, up, down. Up's the daisy. There we go. Fool me once, game. Prove me wrong. What is BIT.TRIP guy doing with all that gold, and how did I fail that jump? Has Void Bastards ever appeared on the channel? No. Pretty sure I got that game. I forget if I ever played it. Also, I got a list of every game I've ever played, and also I put a note as to whether or not I've streamed the game. Really good for those kinds of questions. Although I don't know if I have that link on my channel anywhere, you know, where it would be useful. How am I failing that last jump there? Also, I feel like that's the last jump in the whole level. I get motion sickness real easy, but it hasn't hit me yet, says Beha. Oh, I missed the gold. Says Behamoko. I do feel it's a when, not if, though. Oh, man, I gotta stop making that jump. Short-term memory, not my strength. But to this game's credit, whilst it doesn't give you a lot of time to react, it does give you some time to react. It's not like actual retro games where you do just have to memorize things that are coming. Alright, make the jump this time. Easy. Oh! What was that? You jump for the plus thing, it just immediately breaks your shins. Okay. I don't want to embolden the lose lobby here, so let's stop messing up. Oh, but I have no idea if those pluses are necessary for... Oh, I missed it again. I have no idea if those pluses are necessary for a perfect. Maybe you just need all the gold? No, how could perfect be anything short of getting everything? It would make no sense. I have no idea what games go for the Game Boy aesthetic. Well, it is nostalgic. Jinx, I spent so long playing on the Game Boy. Oh, you mean why do they not also use the black and green look? Ah, I see. Void Stranger does have a color scheme option. I didn't change anything because I thought it looked really good in black and white. But maybe I'll try with other colors. It's just the other colors are also not Game Boy colors. It's like purple and lighter purple. I'll look into it though. Gotta say, it was really doing my head in. About the 3-hour mark of playing Void Stranger, I start to feel a bit whoa. And I very felt whoa after the 4 hours. How did I miss that? I was pressing all the right buttons. Oh, this is not looking good. Not 20 minutes into this and I'm already thinking, oh boy, what have I got myself in for? What were the final odds on the... Oh my god, come on. How am I feeling? I never figured I was this bad at auto runners. How were the final odds looking for the gambling today? And who is already feeling the twinges of regret? It's 35-65. In favor of the lose lobby. Right, that has emboldened me. Come on, win lobby. We've got the big win coming. I've done my part in baiting out the lose lobby. Now you need to do your part in galvanizing this victory. Oh my gosh, is that just a bait? Or are you actually able to jump for that plus and then jump out before you break your wee shins? I'm gonna try ignoring it and see if I still get the exclamation mark for this level. Sadly, the win lobby were either very poor or hiding in their beds this morning, says Panda. Oh, it's Easter summer, right? Surely of all the days in the year to take it easy, this has got to be somewhere in the top 10. Number 1 probably being New Year's, number 2 probably being Boxing Day. Being humbled hard by this game. We're still in, what, the first half of Zone 1? How can this be? I'm meant to be God's gift to gaming? Or is this my final supper? Judas. Maybe you get more coyote time in this game that I'm giving it a chance for. Right, ignoring you. Oh, we just walk into you. Well, that makes life easier. Still messed up in the final jumps, but I feel a whole lot better about that. Yeah, where's Dark Judas when you need him? Oh boy, oh boy. Well, we've spent like 10 minutes on this level now. This can't be right. No, believe in the early difficulty spike of the game. It all gets easier after this. Gotta say, our wee guy has a pathetic jump. I recall that being the case in Meat Boy as well. BIT.TRIP guy was one of the unlockable characters in Super Meat Boy. And whilst he was a bit pathetic to move with, he did have the ability to glide. There we go. So close to the end, so many times there, but finally got it. Alright, come on, pitfall level. I gotta beat one of these. Actually, I've got to beat 18 of these. Oh, boy, that was nasty. The idea that I'm going to have to go through the levels again just to do those pitfall levels is not great. Ooh, okay, that's also not great. Well, fail early. It's like an investment proposal. That was something that was talked a lot about at Paradox. Fail early and fail cheaply. How often did that actually happen, though? Okay, well, I figured if I'd missed the gold already, I wanted to try jumping and kicking into the UFO to see if that would work. The answer is it does not. Well, on the plus side, even if the loose lobbyists do get their payout today, it's going to be a crummy payout. But the win lobbies, they could triple their fortunes if I just pull my finger out here. I will do my best. I'm actively doing my best, and it's not that great. Come on. The 70 hours I've plugged into Dragon's Dogma over the past week, clearly making me weak. It was great, but I think I've had my fill now. That game shines so hard when you're just out there with your pawns exploring at low level. But the moment you're not doing any of those things, the game falls apart. The challenge in the game is severely lacking because you just get stronger and stronger and the game does not get harder and harder. And once you've actually explored all the map, well, there's no fun anymore. Oh gosh, I think I just need to walk off the edge for that plus thing. And the quests suck so much. And the ending kind of blows as well. Stops it from being a 10 out of 10 game, really. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. And no, I don't intend on streaming any Dragon's Dogma. It's not a fun to stream game. I hope those springboards are never traps. What? Yeah, the moment I say that, springboard lets me down. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Can't be having that. The stipulation is to perfect all levels. Yeah, so Dragon's Dogma 1 was a long play quite some time ago, and I really did not enjoy it. So it is in the very unfortunate list of dropped long plays, which I think is about 5 or 6 games long. Which, out of over 60 long plays, isn't too bad. I'm always unhappy to drop a game, ever. I know the pain of watching somebody start a series, enjoying it, and then finding they just dropped it. Actually, somebody did that with Factorio. Somebody was doing the run that I was interested in, the 100% Death World. And I was all invested, and then just it stopped. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. Such betrayal. Alright, so... What?! What do you want from me, game? Okay, I think I need to make that springboard as late as possible. Somebody did a very interesting Africa campaign about money and did that thing as well. Yeah, how dare they. It's a very conflicting feeling though, because one, I don't want to drop something, but two, I don't want to do something that I don't want to do. And there was just something about Timbuktu that was not clicking with me. It wasn't very fun. Probably testament to the playing in Africa experience of EU. But I did a fair few African runs. Maybe North Africa doesn't count so much. How did I even miss that? Well, North Africa is barely Africa, isn't it? It's more like Southern Europe. But I did Tio. And didn't I do a Congo run? Or am I imagining that? Back in Mayo in EU3, I did a... I think it was Nupe. Of course, that wasn't on stream. I forget if it was ever an after-action report, though. Probably not. I didn't do many after-action reports, it was just Ryukyu, Kochin, and more Ryukyu. Right, what's up with this? No! How? How do you get those last bits? You've got to do that springboard, right? There's no way you can get the height otherwise. Oh yeah, I went back to all of the dropped campaigns and labeled them as such. Well, I say all. I went to some of them. I don't think I've checked off all of them, though. Because, yeah, that just seems like a nice thing to do. I think what I do is on the first one I put dropped in square brackets for any discontinued runs that didn't get completed. I should go and do another check, unfortunately. I keep all of my videos on YouTube organized into playlists. YouTube does its level best to hide everything playlist related. I don't know why, but they do. Even as a creator, it's hard to actually browse my own playlists. Not only that, but playlist organization is one of the few things that's not been integrated into YouTube Studio. So, don't know why they don't like playlists so much. Maybe it's because they're more invested in the... Maybe they're more invested in auto-generated playlists. Put dropped in front of every Frostpunk video until Frostpunk 2 comes out. I don't follow the logic there. It sounds like it's to troll people, which I can totally get behind, but I don't know. I don't know how anyone's getting trolled there. I was reflecting earlier on today, I will need to dust off Frostpunk pretty soon and get refamiliarized with the game. It's been quite some time, years in fact, since I fired up some Frostpunk, even in my own time. Quick glance at the timer tells me I should probably be very worried that I've not quite beaten these easiest levels yet. And we're coming up to 33 minutes. I can see the timer. Can you? Alright, come on. How do you do that? Maybe it's something weird like you have to jump onto the springboard to spring off with extra height. Hang on, hang on. There was a level that introduced springboards, and they appear very early. Maybe I can use those to practice. I don't think this is it, though. What a horrible jump to have at the end of the level. You know, Shrew, I've had a lot of people say stuff like, oh yeah, we've seen this and that in the trailer. We have learned nothing from the trailers. The trailers for Frostpunk 2 haven't shown us anything. I defy you to tell me something about Frostpunk 2's gameplay that you've learned from the trailers. Because they have managed to elude me. Okay, this certainly didn't have them. Where are the springboards? Are they back in 1.7? Okay, that's promising. So, that's springboarding. Did that seem like it was higher? There will be cold. Oh, wow. Wait a second. It's an either or. Okay. My problem is I'm be holding up ahead of time, but okay. Okay, the opening that you have for doing the jump is very, very tight. Jake, gonna be doing a heap of streams for Frostpunk 2? Well, if it's any good. I'll be hard pressed to if the game's terrible. I feel like there's a tiny, tiny opening to hit it slightly later. Okay. Goodness, this level's rough. The trailer tells me that 11-bit writers sniff their own farts. I don't know. This War of Mine tells me that. At least Frostpunk 2 will let me conclude whether or not Frostpunk 1 was an accidental success or not. I don't want to sound too negative about Frostpunk 2. It's not like I've played it. But when you spend that long between announcement and release, and those trailers are all you got to show for it, what am I to think? But the proof of the pudding, as they often say, is in the eating. And I'll be eating my fill come this, is it June or July? Oh, come on. Maybe you really do need to jump onto the thing. But this is costing me a good minute each time. And I'm not made of time here. I'm made of 3 hours, and that is not a lot of time. Don't worry about it, Calmist. You know how it is. The weekly one-shots at a very unpredictable time and day every week. Excuse me? Well, we got them, but I don't know if this will be considered perfect. I got the exclamation mark. And it gets me to retro challenge, so I will assume yes. How could I not? Well, that brings a brief end to that one. Alright, end of the beginning. Wait, am I meant to get that or not get that? Not get that. What are the rules of the challenge and how dumb is the win lobby? Those are some very different questions. The rules of the title, as they often are in the title. Did I say title twice there? I think I did. The rules of the challenge are in the title. Oh, I need to drop down. My only hope, says Stank, is that he hits the wrong button on the payout. I've never done that before. I've often mused about it. But I don't like muse. Hang on, how are you meant to know if you're meant to go over or under those blocks? Right, it was up and up and up and up and up and down, jump down. Oh, back we go. This game's pretty retro in its failure state, I'll give it that. Oh yeah, as with most flaky optional things, I just scored it out, Marvin. If you don't have the conviction to make it part of your challenge, I'm not going to give you the time of day for it. Feels like it's just a little shield for someone to hide behind if their challenge ends up being pretty pathetic. So, oh, well, I said it was optional, you didn't have to do it. Or, oh, of course it was too easy, you didn't do the optional part of the challenge. Ain't no optionals in the weekly one-shot. Can't stand people who don't have conviction. Good grief. Some of this is extremely tight. And this is still just the first zone. Yeah, it's the Japanese castle ending. I was told to get Wario's castle, and we got, literally, the Japanese castle ending. That's what it is called. And yet people took issue. In the weekly one-shot, it's all about the letter of the law. There is no spirit. Oh boy, my spirit is rapidly draining with this, though. I knew I wasn't so hot at auto-runners, I didn't think I'd be this swiftly brutalized, though. Alright, got that finally. Oh, not again! These freaking springboards. It's not a binary hit it or don't. There's a very tight window for hitting it and getting a slightly longer jump. And of course, if you miss it, you just... ugh, back you go. Back to 1444. Actually, soon it won't be back to 1444. It'll be back to what? Ah, bollocks. 1399, is that right? Let's at least see what the rest of this level has in store. 1377. Ooh. I recall Joanne talking about how regrettable it was going to 1399. Wait, 1337? Leet? That can't be right. Ah, crumbs. Well, we don't know what game Project Caesar is. It could be anything. It could even be Stellaris 2. Man, I can't believe it's been over 5 years now, I think, since I parted ways. Well, at least I got an achievement there. I don't know if it popped up for you, but it certainly did for me. I've got Heart of Gold, 1,000 gold things collected. Obviously accumulating failed runs too. Is there really any visual indication on those bouncy blocks whether you need to go over or under them? I went over one that seemed quite brightly red there. Maybe they strictly alternate. Over the brightly red one. Ah, there is! So under the purples, over the reds. Always fun to see games that say, screw the colorblind. Man, I miss pizza streaming. It's a shame this war of mine took pizza from us all. Yeah, maybe they'll call it Imperator 2, Rome 3. I haven't been paying much attention to those Tinto dev diaries. I want to, but I'm just so tired of being drip-fed information about games. I just wait till it comes out. Too many games have been having agonizingly long development cycles and lead-ups to release now. I'd have the energy. How am I meant to maintain excitement for a game for that long? It can't be done. Not by me, at least. I think Frostpunk 2 is actually the straw that broke the camel's back regarding that. Anybody care to remind me when Frostpunk 2 was announced? Ah! These springboards kind of feels like they're not meant to work the way they're working here, which is to say not working. Oh yeah, Crickney. Old and cynical. At least when you get old, people expect you to be cynical. Problem is, when I meet people, they don't think I'm old. Lassie I met the other week. Oh, did you come here to study? Oh yes. Yes, I've come to Lake Balaton to do my studies. As an old man. I'm studying the beach real hard. Hey, I got it. Well, I'm studying at the beach, that's for sure. Alright, don't guff it up now. Ah, there we go. A disturbing amount of time taken to defeat the first and probably easiest levels. Okay. So far, so not bad. Amnesia makes you afraid. Get bonked by a monster. Is that a reference to something? Yeah, I'm clearly studying for the bar. At the bar. I really need to suss out a local bar around here. Obviously there's all the beach bars, but, you know, I'm not really going down to a beach bar. Save that for the Austrians. Well, that is nasty. How are you meant to do that wee jump? With excellent timing. August 2021 for the announcement, and we know now as much as we did back then. Wow. Are you sure it was 2021? I feel like it was a bit longer ago than that. I thought it was actually 2019, but clearly it's just been that long that it feels like it's been that long. Alright, come now, game. Jumpy, jumpy, oh dear lord, how are you meant to get that? Ah, see, I'm not willing to buy that seagull. I spent those years in Sweden, and it was pretty much the only time I have been grateful to be in Sweden, because in Sweden, nothing changed. Sweden was the control group during the COVID times. I was like, huh, what if we just don't do anything? Oh, it's fine. Okay, goody goody. Feel for people living in pretty much any other country. Alright, there we go. Just gotta get those short hops in. Ah, too short. Boy, I was not expecting to have such a rough time with this game today. Now, I don't want to say my goose is cooked already, but I think the recent losses list on the weekly one-shot's going to be looking very red. On the weekly one-shot form that has all of the... oh my days. Has all of the weekly one-shots submitted. There's another tab that has all of the runs. All 279, now 280 of them. Their targets, their games, the results, and the punishment games for them. Because I just enjoy making lists. Oh good lord, I think you're right. I think that is 93 gold on this level. I'm in for a bad time. A hard time. So yes, the recent listing of weekly one-shots has been looking very red. Probably be failing this at this rate. I failed this war of mine. What else have we done recently and failed? Surely somebody can fetch it up and read it through. Obviously I'm not in a position to do so right now. Ooh, boy. I get the feeling this weekly one-shot won't last the whole 3 hours. What, you think I'm going to suddenly beat it? Because there's no way I'm going to drop a weekly one-shot that's only 3 hours long. Oh man, this is reminding me of some really tight jumps in Donkey Kong's auto runner levels. The ones where you're riding the skeleton-looking cart thing. Great music on those, at least. In fact, for a long time, it was probably my favourite level in Donkey Kong Country 2, doing the roller coaster level. And then there was another one, the race. Oh, it was good stuff. Alright, let's do it. Jumpy, 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 jump. Okay, let's not do it. Yes, I will be doing Void Stranger after this, Calmist. Trading one headache for another. I'm having trouble getting over just how rough this is. Jump, 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 jump. Not only that, but having to go back to the very start. Maybe this is some sick revenge for people from the Mario Marathon. So yeah, see how it feels. Because a very retro game design aspect to have you go right back to the start after making a mistake, just so you can spend all that time getting back to the mistake area and doing the same mistake again. I do have to jump for that gold, right? I'm not really sure this is much of a rhythm game. What rhythm am I following? Well, clearly none, and maybe that's besides the point, but I wouldn't call this a rhythm game. This isn't like IIDX, or Jubeat, or My, or DDR, or IIDX. I have not found much in the way of rhythm game cabinets here in Hungary, sadly. There's a really good arcade in Budapest, but it's mostly pinball machines. Still has several dozen not pinball machines, including Point Blank. And boy do I love me some Point Blank, but it's not very well calibrated. Ooh. A lot of these are on beat. Wait, the beat changes! It's not on beat at all! The level doesn't actually run to the beat in the background. Can't believe I'm being lied to like this. Beat the level as intended. You sync with the music. Really? Wait, at what point of the beat am I meant to be joining this? Okay, I'm not seeing it. If there's a beat to follow here, it's lost on me. Then again, I don't claim to be any good at rhythm games. Have you ever seen my performance at Rhythm Heaven? That was a weekly one-shot in days long gone. I am terrible at Rhythm Heaven. Love the games. I've even played most of them. I've got fond memories of playing the Nintendo DS version of Rhythm Heaven. I forget which one that was. Was that Fever? Maybe, maybe not. And, yeah. Despite playing plenty of it. Yeah, security guard time with my Nintendo DS. Great times, those. Yeah, despite all that, I'm still terrible at it. I'm good at DDR because I enjoy the game and have played a ton of it. I was in Budapest last week, says Martin. I did 6 escape rooms. They're great. Yeah, I love escape rooms. In fact, next week's weekly one-shot is an escape room game, Escape Academy. I've had my eye on it for quite some time. It was on my wish list. It was on sale, so I picked it up. Oh my good lord, that jump. I made it even once? Sounds like Nancy Drew with extra steps. There doesn't tend to be a lot of pixel hunting in the escape room games. And your character's not usually going, whenever looking at something. Although I'm surprised they didn't make Nancy Drew themed escape room game. I long missed that. I forever have the Christmas level in Elite Beat Agents etched into my psyche. Elite Beat Agents was great. Also extremely hard. Not when you're playing with Agent J or even Agent Chieftain, but when you've got the Elite Beat Divas and you're trying to do the last level, oh good lord, it's tough. Alright, we're light on our feet now. Oh, okay, not light enough. Elite Beat Divas here. What were the last two songs in that game? Something I truly loved about the Nintendo DS was that they were trying everything with that console. And some were great, and some were terrible. But Elite Beat Agents just worked so well with it, even if I did knacker my wrist doing those spin sections. God, the speed that it needed you to spin the discus around with the Elite Beat Divas and those levels. Whew. Jumpin' Jack Flash! They were all covers though, right? I don't think there was a single OG song there. Probably a little easier to get the licensing to do a cover than take the original. I could be dead wrong though, I don't know my music very well. Okay, I evidently don't know this game very well. How am I doing this badly? I don't like to think I've got too much of an ego, but I am good at games in general, and this one is just schooling me. Don't worry, Jake, you've got plenty of time. Yeah, I've still got 2 hours. The troubling thing is, I've defeated one zone in 1/3 of the time, admittedly all perfect. But things are probably only going to get harder, and on top of that, I haven't managed to even complete a single retro level, let alone perfect it. I believe I gave up on this game myself in this level, says Saith. This is an old game. You mean back then, or have you been playing it recently? Too much talking, not enough playing. Yeah, but if I can't talk while playing a game, can I really play that game? Actually, maybe it's a bit more relevant for a game that needs such precise timing. And this does seem to need precise timing. I'm just not seeing the beat. Not seeing the beat at all to anyone that says we gotta follow a beat for the jumps here. And again, this level also doesn't have any of the plus marks that gives me my funky beat. Also, 93 bits of gold to collect, and I think I'm struggling with the first quarter of them. What if it was a singing game? I don't think we've had any singing games around here, and that's probably for the better. I'm not one for singing whatsoever. I suppose I wouldn't mind singing if I was any good at it. But I'm probably not. I don't really know anything about notes or pitches or... Plus, no real appeal. Right, I think it's about just getting onto the first wedge as soon as I... BIT.TRIP shins gone. Raziel says, how much time does Jake have for this challenge? Evidently unable to crane their neck up by 2 degrees. Check the title, where it says, complete within 3 hours. At this point, I'm starting to feel like if I had 5 hours, it would still be a failure. Come on, Jake, don't let down the win lobbyists. You've got a small elite group at your back here. Oh. The title doesn't say that. What? Says it on my end. Says it precisely on my end. I even refreshed the page to check it. They probably clicked save. Shh, Marvin, they don't need to know that. What was it saying before that? Was it still talking about Nancy Drew? An hour into this and nobody told me? How could this be? It was just the game and no rule. Oh, okay, now that is weird. Believe it or not, I do check that each time. People told you, you just didn't notice. That sounds about right. Which Nancy Drew games are considered the best? The Deadly Device? Sea of Darkness, the Icelandic one. Castle Malloy. Alibi in Ashes. Which were other high-tiering games in the official community Nancy Drew listings? Oh, it's Seven Seas, not Sea of Darkness. Why do I think of Sea of Darkness? I think you owe people an apology. I probably owe a lot of people apologies, but none of you. No, you are right, Jake. I am? Ooh. What a familiar feeling. Okay, come on. No more of this. Ah, finally, something different. Oh, come on! Okay, well, let's just see how far we get with this imperfect run here. Boy, what a horrible level. There we go, finally, some music. Oh, wow. Brutal level here. I can see why somebody dropped the game at this point. This is like day 4 of this war of mine. You know you're in for a bad time already. I can't believe Marvin's trying to play my emotions like this, but yeah, it's only a 3-hour run. Surely I can just move some goalposts and say, surely all they meant was beat the game. And by perfect, they mean just be myself. Oh. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Megami Alf? What kind of name is that? Speaking of making me sick. But yes, the not moving background with the moving foreground is certainly unenhancing things. Are you buff enough to move the goalpost that far? Yes. Actually, I did it in my left arm recently and my lifts have all suffered, but it'll be fine soon enough, and those lifts are coming back. I was thinking, it should be just fine. And then I was benching 70 kilos and my left arm just gave out. I was like, okay, that's not a good sign. But it's getting better. Ooh. I should be able to bench 100. Sounds horrible. Yeah, it felt horrible. I had some issues with my shoulder recently. Marvin's getting old as well. We're all getting old. We all took that emotional damage from the YouTube statistics. Once upon a time, the young blood, they were in the majority, and now they are a distant minority. Alright, come on, just get in the flow. Hit that corner and keep on jumping. And hit that corner and keep on jumping. And hit the corner, keep on jumping. And we're through! And we're through, alright. You can jump out of those low routines much faster than it seems. Let's do some more Roblox. Get the young people in. I do not know what one does in Roblox. I've seen pictures of the game. These really blocky looking creatures with massive hench shoulders and Lego smiley faces. But I've not actually looked into what one does in that game. Does one do anything in that game? It's like Gary's mod. Yeah, I don't tend to be into these playground games. Minigame. Gary's mod wasn't minigames. Although you could make minigames. Sounds more like it's a Lego Island game then. It features capitalistic exploitation of... Ah, see, Marvin knows how to sell a game to me. Free armor trimming, you can trust me. Alright, come on, we can get this through yet. Must have stubbed my little toe on that one. The problem is the exploitation is in real life. Problem? I love your Frostpunk challenge runs. Are you excited for part 2? Excited is not the right word, but I am anticipating Frostpunk 2. Yeah, just a few months to go. And I'll need to dust off Frostpunk 1 and see if I can remember how to play the game first. Although it would be nice to know anything about how one plays Frostpunk 2. I was a little turned off by the idea that it looks like we're going to be painting areas kind of city skyline style rather than placing down individual buildings, but individual buildings don't make much sense at that scale. I think it showed the population being tens of thousands in the trailer, and you don't care about placing down single tents with 40,000 people. Ooh, boy. I'm so glad the second game added mid-level check. What in BIT.TRIP? Is this the first BIT.TRIP? That can't be right. I thought there were more before this. Yeah, here's another question. Are we gonna get mod support in Frostpunk 2? I mean, they did promise mod support for Frostpunk 1 and didn't do it, so if they don't promise it, surely they will give it. Yeah, I'd bet against it too, Marvin. I think they have unfortunately learned a lesson of we can have successful games even if we don't offer mod support. Sad times. Mods would ruin the integrity of the... putting words in other people's mouths with that one, which I'm not a fan of, even if I do agree. Oh my god, what is so hard about this? It's just like 3 buttons. You just need to press them at the right times, but this game is kicking my keister. It's the great humbler. At this point, I'm going to be satisfied with just beating this level. 93 gold to pick up as well. Nope. The moment I made that first jump, I realized I'd made a terrible mistake. Hey, you're not wrong about that one, Pandy. Bring me back to Shadow Ranch at this rate. Could have been beating one of the shorter Nancy Drew games this time. Could have been doing Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. And possibly Secrets Could Kill. Are those the 2 shortest games? We're not going by sassy detective times that think that Shadow Ranch is a 3-hour game. Yeah, the problem with this level is there is no music. Not until we pick up the first plus, and that comes after these horribly precise jumps. Oh, that not moving background is really starting to do things to my Swiss cheese brain. It's making the sound when I jump. Or rather, I think when I jump past an obstacle. There, not here, there. Oh, you know what? Put it behind you. Oh, okay, put it in front of you. To make matters worse, it's the same background as the first zone, isn't it? I thought at least we'd go somewhere new. Maybe have a background that actually moves with us. Painful game. But that's the beauty of the weekly one-shot. Sometimes I do find games that are painful. Hang on, I think I just realized something. We glide a little bit if I hold jump. You notice that? I've just been tapping jump this whole time, but if you hold jump, there's a bit of a whoa. Huh, okay. How about that? Alright, we have now changed the game. Certainly makes regular old jumps a whole lot easier, but I don't think it helps so much in those jumps where you have to drop directly down. Maybe during those big jumps off of the springboards, I was meant to hold the jump to glide down for the other bits of gold. Ooh. Okay, well, it didn't help there. I still think that's a rapid jump job. In the second game, you also land faster when you hold down in midair. Is that so? I don't think that's the case here. Oh no, Peach could straight up levitate. Maybe one of these days I'll let DDR-Jake2 run the Mario Marathon so I can finally compete with Bane Williams 2. I slaughtered everybody's time in almost every game. I think Kiryu beat me on Mario 1, or maybe Lost Levels. I even slaughtered Bane Williams' time, but then Bane Williams 2 comes along. I need to employ DDR-Jake2. This freaking level. What a difficulty spike this is. It's long, it's got the grating background music, and the jumps are very precise. Boy, some people really know how to pick him. It'd be nice if there was a caveat in the weekly one-shot where what I could do is get the submitter and then just physically drag them up and say, alright, well that challenge kicked my ass, show us how it's done. Unfortunately, since they're not here, I cannot physically compel them. Weekly one punishment. Yeah, this could very well have been a punishment game. Somebody puts in BIT.TRIP Runner and they say, right, you have to run the punishment until you achieve this. I don't often listen to punishment games that say you must achieve this. Of course they can put them in. The only thing I have to do is play for 2 hours on a punishment game, and even then, some punishment games have just been so punishing that I've had to admit defeat before the 2-hour mark. Not many though, but some games are just like actual Gitmo level stuff, like Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land. In some rare cases, I actually beat my punishment games within the 2 hours, and that's fine too. But yeah, this could have easily been a punishment game. Play this game, you can't move on from a level until you perfect it. At least then I'd only have 43 minutes left to go instead of an hour and 43 minutes. I don't buy the it's all done to the beat idea though. I'm not hearing the beat. Because you need to jump at very different times to these rocks. These ones I can pretty much jump whenever, especially if I kind of soft glide my way down. These ones I have to wait until last moment. But at least that's clearer than jumping down to the gold that comes after it. I've been back home after buying a bunch of storage units for the closet. Keep my points safe, says Ninja. When you say back home, you keep talking about going to Tokyo. But you also seem to do frequent trips back to Europe, which I wouldn't be able to tolerate. I think if I lived in Japan, and it's not something I've ruled out. Actually, over the past few days I've been giving some serious thought about whether or not I'm actually going to move there. I mean, I love my time in Hungary here, this is great. But it's also a little too cozy. Life here is easy. Freaking resort on my doorstep. Prices are low, people are friendly. I got everything I need here. And you know what they say, the way to truly destroy a man is give him everything he wants. Oh, I will be picking your brains, Ninja, and that's a lot of picking. Alright, here we go, short hops. I bet Yagamoth himself could do this. Ah! Of course, they switch up the position of the first purple-black rock before the jump each time. So you gotta think on your feet, when and where am I jumping? How am I jumping over this rock before I do the short hops? What a tough game. I thought the way to destroy a man was to make him play BIT.TRIP Runner. I am feeling disassembled here. It's like if there's one thing I'm meant to be good at in life, there are several, but if there's one thing, it's going to be video games. And then here comes an incredibly basic video game. I could teach my grandpa how to play this game. And I'm being flayed alive. I was actually thinking that, Baron. I would be rather interested in seeing this game ran very competently. Could be in addition to the mod game list, although I'd have to figure... I would probably just say beat my mod challenge, and maybe I'd shave half an hour off of it. Actually, no. What I would do is I'd put a loss limit on it. Like, you are not allowed to hit an obstacle 15 times. Hit 15 obstacles, you're out. Maybe 10. Mod games are meant to be done to a high standard after all. No, Deathless is too bad, but I think 10 obstacle hits and you fail. I don't think this, as a mod game challenge, I don't think this befits a time limit. For a weekly one-shot, sure. Some games that we've had weekly one-shots for that have... Oh, hang on, I need to concentrate for this one. Ah! Never mind. Some weekly one-shots that have a very low death limits have come to a very swift end. Streets of Rage 3, I think it was. I think Streets of Rage 3 was just, like, you cannot game over. And I game overed on the second level. I was like, well, okay, that's that then. That was miserable. Who put that one in? I think it was Thagnus. Thagnus is the resident Streets of Rage enjoyer. How dare he think highly of my skills. I don't think it was anything too new. It already ran Streets of Rage 2. I clearly wasn't that great at it. Alright, come on. Oh, God. That rock is there to really agonize things, because you have to land very tightly after that rock. Immediately jump, hit the corner, jump again, grab the gold. I'd hoped you would do better after having beaten Streets of Rage 2. What, you think I'd spent most of my evenings afterwards playing loads more Streets of Rage to hone my skill? Ah, whatever. All in the past. What were some other weekly one-shots where my skill levels were severely overestimated? I always think of Tarkin Rex's Pokemon Black submission. Came with these weird stipulations, like you must have Pokemon within certain levels of each other and whatnot. I am no Pokemon master. That was a brutal challenge. I think he was scared that I would just get myself a Nidoking and crush the entire game using Nidoking. But I don't know my Pokemon well enough. I know them a little bit better after Radical Red sheets. I love Pokemon Blue, but it's a love I could never experience again. Because that game demanded too... Oh my lord. The game doesn't play well in the modern age. It's far too slow and really ugly. Not to mention the systems in it are terrible. I mean, really, I just want Radical Red, but with the original 151 Pokemon only, which I largely got. Alright, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Hey! Alright, let's actually play the level now. Oh, I missed it. Alright, you know what? Put the gold behind you. I'll just be happy to be done with this. Okay, back we go. I've heard there is a hack that is harder than Radical Red's hardcore mode. See, I have an idea. How can Pokemon ever be hard? How and when is it ever hard? Oh, dearie, dearie me. How long now? I feel like it's been half an hour on this level. So I was watching JJ play quite a lot of Radical Red, back when JJ actually ever streamed. And I don't know if he ever finished Radical Red. Clearly the man knows his Pokemon. But the gameplay was just grabbing a spreadsheet of everything that a Pokemon was going to do, making a counterplay for it, testing the counterplay in a website, and then applying it. Is that difficulty? I'm not convinced it is. Intellectual difficulty? No. JRPGs without grinding or such limits are just puzzle games. Yeah. I guess it's more of a JRPG problem, isn't it? Anyway, maybe this is all just cope to help me deal with the fact that I am getting my keister kicked in by this very, very simple game. Twitch chat beating Pokemon tells you everything you need to know. It does not, Chefrin. Very interesting premise, though. And like everything interesting, the imposters came along. I think the appeal to Pokemon games is when you're 10 years old playing it, it feels like one hell of an adventure. But now that I am not 10 years old playing it, doesn't hold that same appeal. Also, the original Pokemons were massive. All the Game Boy games you got at the time then were just tiny, tiny little games. You just pick them up, beat them in 40 minutes, and you go, okay, I'm bored now. Pokemon, you're still playing it 40 hours later. Not only that, it's got this lovely persistence to it. You've got the team that you've been, there we go, matriarching over all this time. Well, I feel bad having missed one. Okay, maybe got 2 of the gold things. Now I don't feel so bad. Alright, could we, pretty please, be done with this level, and maybe actually get some music for a change? Okay, put it behind you. You didn't need it. Ah, I didn't even see the boulder there! Oh my lord! And this level has 93 units of gold to pick up. I hope really we just pick up about 30 of them, and at the end there's just this tightly packed field of gold for us to enjoy. You'd think a man who plays Dance Dance Revolution would have a better sense of rhythm than... I contend there is no rhythm in this game. I would defy you to prove otherwise. Because the timing at which you jump over these rock things here changes wildly, depending on grabbing gold or doing follow-up jumps. Now, what might be surprising is that in the half hour and many tries I've had in this level that I have not yet sussed it out. That could be surprising. Alright, have at. Ah! Shouldn't have even gone for the gold. Why don't I just ignore the gold now, right? Just screw this level, get through it. If somehow we repair this entire run, I'll come back here and grab all the gold. Oh boy. As they say, says Anno, it only takes one. What prompted you to pick this weekly one-shot after Nancy Drew, Jake? I believe I had picked this weekly one-shot long before Past Jake had snuck Nancy Drew into the schedule. I'm still not entirely sure how that happened, but I followed through. What usually happens is that I go into the weekly one-shot submission form, and I shouldn't have tried for the gold. I pick out a bunch of games that look interesting, and then shove them on. And I like to try and get a variety of genres. I saw BIT.TRIP and I was like, hey, I remember that from 10 years ago. It's an auto runner, right? And with that, I just slammed it in, no questions asked. Because a big part of the weekly one-shot for me is being able to try out lots of different kinds of games. I mean, I'd hate to be someone that, you know, is really good at one type of game, say first-person shooters, and an absolute misery at just about anything else he touches. Could you imagine? I don't want to imagine. Alright, you know what? As we said, just get through the level. I don't want to look at this level anymore. Oh, okay. Well, I see the boulder now, and now I realize it's one to go under, not over. I should have been able to notice that because it wasn't red, but there's a lot of visual noise on the screen. Well, actually, I suppose there's not lots of it, but it's very noisy. This Dark Judas fella only knows how to gun down children, I've heard. That's a necessary skill. At one point in RimWorld, we were attacked during the rocket launch phase by an army that consisted of only children. Well, they knew the risks. They probably just wanted off the RimWorld, but too bad for them. You ever killed kids in this war of mine? Given that my people got sad about anything, I don't think it would matter that much. What was happening with this war of mine? My guy got sad about robbing somebody that we didn't even rob. Alright, under. Under. Oh. Much like Evanescence, we are absolutely going under. No kids in this war of mine. Really? Because we had a visitor at one point during the run who said that she would help looking after any of the kids that we come across. And that's when I just noped her. I was like, there's one thing this bombed out shelter does not need, it's tiny little mouths to feed. But I reflected on that since, and I thought I might have actually won the scenario, or beaten the weekly one-shot if I'd let that lassie in. Assuming she came without any depression factors. Because after our last guy roped himself, she would persist and might have had enough happiness points and a full enough belly to survive out the remaining days. What a miserable freaking game that was, though. And I don't mean miserable as in, oh, it made me think and made me sad. No, it was just a bad game. I don't care how many positive voices I've heard in that game, I think it is a bad game. Got a lot of YouTube comments on it talking about how great a game it is, though. And on top of that, it's a very well-received game on Steam's reviews. But sometimes you have to stand in front of the whole world and say, yeah, I'm right. You are all wrong. Then again, how can a man who performs this poorly at BIT.TRIP be right about anything? Oh, Jesus. It was just a simple jump. I spent ages trying to console the other guy. In fact, I'm pretty sure I spent a whole day consoling... what was his name? Jason? I don't know, my looter guy. Was it my looter guy? My fast runner. One of the guys, I don't know, they were all useless prats. I spent the whole day consoling him and he still just left. And I got shot in the back the day after, according to the epilogue. But man, misery porn games like that, I don't have any time for. Here, you must do bad things. Okay, I'll do bad thing. You did bad thing! How could you? Don't you feel really bad now? No game, I do not. Well, I feel bad for having played this. Alright, come on. Suck up and beat this freakish level. Make this jump this time. Hey, now we're piling on the gold. That's what I'm after. Jeez, the 3-hour challenge could have been to perfect this level, not the whole game. That's a damn shame. Clocking in at, I think, 40 minutes on this level now. Isn't this the whole game? No, it is one of, I think, 33, 36, 39 levels? A hefty number of levels. Don't know why I'm grabbing all the gold now. There we go. Just wanted to miss one bit of gold so I wouldn't feel compelled to try for them all. To think I was a bit nervous about my points! Well, with odds like that, you gotta make a max point bet to get any real payout. But you did, Baron. Glory, riches, all await. Oh, God. I got here 40 minutes ago. This is all I've seen of the game. It's a massive difficulty spike compared to everything else we've seen so far. This level has very precise jumps and is very long. And yeah, we perfected every level prior to this. So whilst things weren't going that great, I did honestly think I'd be in with a shot here. It looks awful. I'm terrible at these sorts of things, says Decoy. Well, evidently so am I, but sometimes you just gotta suck up and do the things you're bad at. Well, actually, you totally don't, and you can live a very comfortable life if you just avoid the things that you don't like or are no good at. This is the coin sink level in the arcade machine. Yeah, it's level 2 of Ikari Warriors. Or level 1 of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Was it Judgment Day? Yeah, I think it was Judgment Day. Anybody ever played that Terminator 2 arcade game? It's what would you even say? Certainly not a light gun game, but it is a shooter auto-scrolly game. It's just terrible though, and brutally unfair. The moment an enemy appears on screen, it just immediately starts shooting you and chipping away at your health. I don't know if it's possible to beat that game on 1 credit. I've certainly never succeeded. Martin says enjoyed it, possibly talking about said Terminator 2 game. This is a horrible level where you've got to escort John Connor in a truck. And he's just constantly getting shot by helicopters out of the sky. They appear immediately. You have very little time to shoot them down. All the while you've got these weird dancing golden robots in front of it, which keep shooting at you. Oh boy, getting bad memories of that game. I found it in an arcade in Budapest, funnily enough, and played it again and went, wow, this is just as horrible as I remember. I mean, it's a cool game, but if you have any respect for your time or money, less so. Ah, it's always a shame to find busted cabinets. Alright, let's get that music, at long last. It's wonderful and sadly rare to find a place that really takes care of their cabinets. Oh... That gold is a trap. You jump for the gold, very unlikely to make the timing for bouncing off the springboard. And of course they made springboard bouncing a different button from jump. Learning what you're bad at is the important trick to learn, says Kornak. You can't learn unless you try, right? But try in a controlled environment. Maybe don't play a game that you're bad at in front of hundreds of people. Well, nah. Wouldn't have gotten good at Slay the Spire if I hadn't done that. Man, I could go for some more Slay the Spire. Can we just sack this and actually say, well, the real weekly one-shot was beat A20 Heart in 4 attempts. How about that? Can we all agree on that? Nah, they'd have to spice it up. How about win twice with different characters? You may try each character 3 times. It would be legitimately unfair to say A20 Heart in 1 shot, because there are impossible seeds in that game. It's the kind of game where it's possible to do everything right and still lose. Rare though it may be, it can happen. You know that goblin with the spinning wheel? 1 in 6 chance he just shanks you and you die if you're there with low health. And maybe you already have low health because you got another bad event that takes your health down. I don't begrudge it so much. After all, sometimes a good game is about mitigating bad luck. But I do think Slay the Spire shouldn't have impossible seeds. Minor complaint though, the game is brilliant. I've been told about a game Slice and Dice that oh no! The gold! Stop trying for the gold, Jake. Just get rid of this level. Luck is a skill, right? Luck is absolutely a skill. And like most skills, the more you push it, the stronger it gets. It's like a muscle. You better believe I push my luck. Push it to the point of exertion. How could I not be greedy for the gold? Look at it, all shiny there. I'm no Nancy Drew, right? I find that secret treasure in Shadow Ranch. I'm taking that treasure. I'd probably fill my pockets with about 2/3 of it, and then call the authorities and say, oh yeah, I found this. Yeah, all this gold and no other pieces. Anybody ever found some treasure in real life? Obviously, probably not going to find a treasure chest full of golden coins, but maybe you found some reasonable amount of money or valuables sitting at a roadside or in a bush or underneath your friend's bed when you're visiting. And my brother found several £100s of foreign currency at the roadside one time. Better believe he just took that. Why wouldn't he? It's like Kingdom Come Deliverance. A lot of things can be flagged as stolen, but not groschen. No groschen is ever stolen, only earned. Do not be tempted by the gold. Do not be tempted by the gold. Untemptable. Oh, music. Please tell me it's over. It hurts. Oh, God. Oh, Christ almighty. I want to find the person that submitted this and wring their neck. This is some I want to be the guy level stuff here. Well, not really. I want to be the guy puts you right back to where you were. You don't go right back to 1-1 when that cherry falls out of the tree. Yeah, between Void Stranger, Nancy Drew, and this has been a week of pain for me. What did I do to deserve this? There better be something real sweet coming my way. Well, I suppose what I did was I enjoyed 70 hours of Dragon's Dogma 2, largely at the expense of the stream. Yeah, this lassie was telling me that so many kids now are wanting to be YouTubers. Maybe I should show them the ugly truth. You want to subject yourself to this, kid? I don't think so. Go be a doctor or a lawyer or a plumber or a Sparky. Don't be a lawyer. Have you tried asking past Jake? He's the usual suspect. Yeah, but he's untouchable. He's a protected group. Then they'll tell you content creation is worse than a normal job. It's not that bad. Well, actually, I think I've enjoyed every job I've ever had. Sure, some of them had their sucky moments, but I think I can enjoy just about anything that I do. That said, some of the places that I worked security in were utterly painful. One in particular that was the absolute pits was I did security for a job seeker agency. Just one day. They were short-staffed, so it was like, hey Jake, we need a warm body over at JSA. Yeah, sure, why not? Well, never again would I do security there. Not that it was particularly tough, right? You're just there making sure the whole place is fine and dandy. But you see the worst of society. And I could do without that mental damage. Did you wear a kilt to your security jobs? No, it was suit and tie, my security jobs. Had to look professional on the job. If only I was bald, then I could feel like, good job 47 every day. But I am not bald. And the males in my family maintain their thick head of hairs way into their dotage. Even my 90-plus-year-old granddaddy's got a full head of thick jet white hair. Jet white? Sheet white. It's jet black. Not this time, falling block things. Hey! It only took an hour, but we made it through that horrible level, and we didn't get it perfect, so we'd probably have to come back. Yeah, clip-on tie, so that if anybody grabs it, they are left with just a tie in their hand and your fist in their face. Alright. Wait, am I still in Zone 1? Oh lord, I think I am. I thought for sure I was in Zone 2! How did it come to this? I'm 2/3 of the way through my timer and I'm still stuck on Zone 1. Okay, boss, boss, boss. Show me the boss. I kick him. Okay. Now we are Battletoads Turbo Tunnels. Difference being is that I can one-shot the Battletoad Turbo Oh, Christ. I can one-shot the Battletoads Turbo Tunnels. Not sure I'll be one-shotting this. Well, that seemed unsporting. Oh yeah, no, I'm not the Mexican runner. I'm not going to be seeing any blindfolded Battletoads out of me. That was very unsporting. So he just point-blank drops a thing you have to kick, but if you also jump, he'll squish you. Oh, this is quite horrible. That's just a consequence of past Jake claiming it was God's gift to gaming. Of course some fool believed that, submitted to this challenge, and now comes to face with his hero not living up to expectations. Never meet your heroes. You know, you never hear about anybody in this community saying, oh, it was so great meeting Jake at PDXCon or the fan gathering or whatever. No, in fact, most of them just leave and never come back. Alright, don't be fooled about this one. It's just kick. Kick and don't jump. Okay. Fit new. Oh, come on! Okay, this game went from very difficult but fair to just cranking up the BS-ometer. Oh yeah, don't ask Alpha's wallet. I met Jake once. Don't want to talk about it. My wallet is very light. Now, he gets to live in Japan. He's got nought to complain about. Not only that, but living in Japan after escaping Spain. Thanks for the reminder, Cornac. I was planning on hitting up the nearby ruined castle sometime soon. I wanted to wait for the weather to get a bit better. And you better believe it has. It was 28 degrees yesterday. It's 26 degrees today. Yeah, that feels like ruin exploring weather to me. In fact, why not do it tomorrow? Probably because it's Easter Monday, so... Unless I want to make a long trek over there. Okay. There we go. Now, he drops down the thing, and I think it starts with jump, duck. Let's go from there. Jump, duck, kick, triple duck, jump. Ah, no point saying this, I'm never going to remember. Alright, get out of here. 2/3 into our timer, and maybe, just maybe, we have kind of beaten Zone 1. Well, it says perfect, but, are we really gonna count that as perfect? Surely there's only one zone. Maybe all the other zones are just bonus material that we didn't have to do. Okay, now we got springboards. Oh my lord, this is even harder to look at. And that minecart in the background is throwing me off. Holy visual clutter, Batman. I feel like I kinda need to zone out to a certain degree just to see this. But this is a rhythm game, right? The motion sickness is kicking in, says the fox. I'll be back for some Slay the Spire. Yeah, I am sorely tempted to do some Slay the Spire today. But I've already set up for Void Stranger. Tell you what, maybe Void Stranger will eventually do my noggin in, so perhaps when that moment hits with Void Stranger, I'll zone out to some Slay the Spire. I need to do some cooking today. Remember those prawns I said I was going to have? Didn't have them. And if I leave them any longer, they're going to turn into the kind of prawns that I don't want to eat. I caught a fish? No, he's saying mega, but it sounds like he's saying napalm. Prawns on Easter Sunday? Sure. What is one meant to eat on Easter Sunday? I did not grow up in a very religious household, so observing such things was not the norm. Lamb! Oh, I love lamb. But I find that lamb is very hard to get a hold of here in Hungary. They just don't seem to eat it for some reason. Thinking about it, when I was over at the butcher, they had a lot more ham stocked than normal. So maybe they eat big old roast hams? Maybe they steam them. They have the body of Christ. Oh, that stuff's stuff I gotta jump over as well, okay. Can I kick it? No. You're supposed to eat dozens of chocolate eggs on Easter. Well, I think on Tuesday I'll go to the shops and see if they've got loads of old chocolatey things going on the cheap. I got very fond memories of that as a child. Supermarkets massively overstocking Easter eggs and selling them for about 20 pence each the day after Easter. But that just stopped happening after a while. I guess they didn't horrifically overstock, or they didn't put them on massive discount afterwards. But it's a bit of a moot point. I'm only allowed 1,600 calories a day, and a chocolate Easter egg would probably demolish over half of that. And it's more like 1,200 calories a day because I almost always start my day with some homemade muesli and yogurt, which clocks in at 400. Pretty happy with the calorific requirements or calorific limit though. It's actually very enjoyable to figure out how to work around it, how to be full and happy on such a limited calorie budget. Not only that, the results have been pretty nice. As of yesterday, I'm 15 kilos down from December. That's pretty good. Do you find it hard to calorie count? No, not at all. Jinx, it's just counting. And just about everything has calorie counts on them, and if they don't, it is dead easy to look it up. I just weigh it and go, what is the per 100 calorie count for this item, like apple or ham or whatever I have. Plus, I enjoy cooking, so that makes things a lot easier. I imagine if you don't like cooking, it's going to be a bit miserable. How could anyone not like cooking? It's so much fun. You turn food into better food. It's like alchemy. Oh. How do you deal with the hunger feeling? Well, it's by eating filling foods. Occasionally, though, I think, you know, I want this really nice treat. Like, I bought this Lindt chocolate, for example. Or maybe, I want to eat every pistachio today. And then you just accept that you are paying the toll up front, so you might have a bit of a hungry evening. And you just have something good and filling next day. Plus, it's very filling eating my homemade muesli. It's packed with oats and fruits. And flax. My cooked meal doesn't have a barcode. I remember you saying that before, Marvin. I don't find it a problem. It's very easy for me to weigh up and calculate what I'm putting into a meal. No cheat days. I know that if I had cheat days, I would exploit them. I'd have like a 5,000 calorie, all-powerful day, and then I'd be wondering, oh, where'd all my progress go? Nah, seems like a trap. No cheat days, just every day, 1600. And not a single crumb above it. Which, yeah, it's not something I find difficult. Yeah, I was pretty hungry for the first week or two, but you get used to it. Well, we're getting more varied backgrounds-ish. But it's so busy, I didn't even see that fireball coming in. What a brutal freaking game. Mod game challenge incoming, I think. I want to see this game beaten to a high standard, and it's obviously not going to come from me. Well, Crickney, on that previous level, I didn't even see what gold I missed. These levels have become extremely busy and hard to see. So I'm kind of more interested now in just making as much progress as I can within the not even hour I have left to beat 2/3 of the game with. And I was meant to do the retro challenges on top of this. What a poisoned challenge. Either that or I am far below the median skill at the auto runners. The cogs have faces on them. This game is like a hybrid between Browser Dinosaur and Geometry Dash. Browser Dinosaur. I hadn't heard of that. Now, when I think auto runners like this, I think Cannonball. It's hard to even see this gold now. Try leaning back from the game a bit. Gotta get into this visual state where I am blanking out the background, and it's not easy. To be honest, I think this challenge should have been just complete the game in 3 hours. I think that would be a little easy. Then again, I haven't seen the later levels. But if I didn't have to worry about the gold, I would have crushed that level that we spent 40 minutes on in, well, not 40 minutes. If you type in Chrome Dino, you can always play Dinosaur Game. So is this why Chrome is eating all my RAM? So it can play little dino games. I'm a little soured on Chrome. I should really make a change at some point, but... Oh, okay, see, the happy smiley cloud thing there. Almost completely missed the fireballs to you. What a brutal game. I think you need to rest your eyes a little bit. They're not going to see much rest when I load up Void Stranger. My eyes are going to be assaulted. I'm going to try and switch out the colors and the size of it. Because after looking at Void Stranger for so long, well, it wasn't so long, it's only 4 hours, but my eyes started doing something that they used to do a lot as a kid and haven't done so for many years, but it gets to a state where things that I'm looking at feel like they're both very close and very far away at the same time. Yeah, when I was a kid that used to happen a lot. And maybe it was because I was sitting really close to TVs playing very blocky games. And then now that I do it again with Void Stranger, it comes back. You should place a nice Caesar 3 with its relaxing... Okay, forget the gold. These jumps are ridiculously tight. Caesar 3 does sound good, and the Caesar 3 itch is mounting up again. The reason I'm not firing up Caesar 3 at the moment is because I don't have any good maps to play, or I don't have many good maps to play. I don't want to be just done in 2 or 3 maps. I want to have another catalogue of a dozen plus to be playing through. And no, I'm not doing Reconquered campaign, I'm not interested in Augustus. It's vanilla for Jakey. You want Augustus content, go check out Marek. Ah! Freaking game. Older TVs with nag graphics and frame rates, poor eyes, yeah. And they used to tell you to take a 15-minute break every hour you spend looking at a PC, and now they want us to strap monitors to our eyes. Not that I ever took those 15-minute breaks. I'm from a gaming family as well, so it wasn't that much of a problem. I think my mother really did wish that I took more interest in the piano and less interest in the Super Nintendo, but maybe she shouldn't have played so much bloody Zelda and made it look so much fun. I feel the amount of normal C3 map uploads on C3 Haven correlate with you streaming the game, almost nothing since you stopped. But which begets the other? Nah, I think it was a coincidence. I am not the proverbial sun around which all other planets of Caesar 3 content revolve around. That said, are there any larger content creators that cover Caesar with much gusto? I am the best, though. I am the best governor at Caesar 3 that has ever lived and breathed. There are some better Caesar 3 players, but none of them do it on stream. And as we say, if it doesn't happen on stream, it didn't happen. Sorry, Bruegel. Your maps are inspirational, but I didn't see them get made. Whew, God, just when you thought level or World 1 was horrible, level 2 is considerably worse. Turns out a lot of eye screen pain is forgetting to blink. Well, I don't feel a lot of eye pain. I used to feel quite a bit of eye fatigue when I... Oh my god, fireball out of nowhere. I used to feel a lot of eye fatigue when I worked at Paradox, strangely enough. But I wore glasses back then, and then I got, what was it called? Something like terminal lens? Because, you know, the company would pay for it, and if the company's going to be paying for something, I'm going to be taking it. Special kind of glasses for wearing when at the PC. So I gave that a go. It helped a little bit, but I found what helped the best was just setting all my monitor brightness to absolute minimum. And what helped the most was just never wearing glasses again. God, I hate wearing glasses so much. I think glasses look good in a bunch of people, but I don't enjoy wearing them. So I got the old zippity zappity. And I gotta say, absolutely worth it. Came with downsides, of course, the biggest downside being the pain that it did to my wallet. But I would happily pay it again. Glasses just feel like this big barrier between you and the rest of the world. It is a requirement for employers to provide employees with them here in Sweden. Yeah, see, Sweden had some upsides. Not a lot, but they were there. What? Just like a red crate being thrown right in the guy's crotch. Skinny black runner man hit in crotch with square football. Holy smokes, this is a throwback of a game. It's only from about 14 years ago. Considering the, 30-year-old games that we tend to play around this channel, it doesn't feel like that much of a throwback. But to me, this game represents the golden age of indie games on Steam. Not long after Steam stopped being a place for just getting Valve games on, we had all of these indie games coming out. Now, they weren't all great, but there were a lot of them, and some of them were stupendously good. And to this day, indie is still the front runner for innovation in games. We try to forget about Steam Greenlight, though. We try very hard to forget about Steam Greenlight. What a terrible system that was. But you know what came through on Steam Greenlight? That's right, Gurumin, A Monstrous Adventure. But what else came through Steam Greenlight was Euro Truck Simulator. Could you imagine gatekeeping against that game? That would be like trying to make, I don't know, Undertale go through Steam Greenlight. And of course, Valve being as nebulous as it was, how do you know if your Steam Greenlight is successful? Well, I don't know. Nobody knows. Yeah, the cubes are color-coded, but good luck noticing that in the very brief time between them arriving and them hitting you straight in the gonads. Yeah, if somehow you don't recall or weren't around for Steam Greenlight, it was just upvotes feature for games. Get enough upvotes from the community for your game, and your game will then be considered for release on Steam. How much do you need? Unclear. How do you get the upvotes? Well, some people would just bribe, say, hey, if you back our game, we'll give you the game for free when we make it through Greenlight. That's how I got my free copy of Gurumin. Not that I needed it, I already played and beat the game on the PSP. It was a solid game, so I certainly backed it. Yeah, awful system. It silently died. But Valve might have saved PC gaming, and I say that without even a lick of hyperbole or irony. It's not to say they haven't made mistakes along the way. Anybody remember early 2000s PC gaming and how god-awful it was? Games for Windows Live, a lot of developers just making terrible PC ports or ignoring PC altogether. Grim time for all. Oh boy, this is also a grim time, mostly for me. Nowadays, you can just release asset store shovelware freely on Steam. It's much better. Well, the difference is you can choose not to just partake in those. I'd rather have the choices and avoid the ones I don't like. Imagine a world where I could freely enjoy a good version of... Getting kicked in the balls, apparently. I was trying to think of that first-person shooter that I played as a punishment game and really enjoyed, and that crate to the bollocks made me forget it. Delta Strike 2. Just imagine if that was a good PC port. This was such a well-disguised Weekly One punishment. I never would have seen this coming. Or it's possible that I'm just really bad at auto runners. I like to think I have a baseline competence in every genre there is. But this game's making me question myself. Which is why this needs to be a mod game. We'll have people show me exactly how this is done soon enough. Surely. I've been waiting on someone showing me how Typing of the Dead is done for a long time. Jake, you're not bad at auto runners. Apparently average how long to beat is 8.5 hours for this game. And that's just to beat it? Or is that 100%? Because the goal here is pretty much 100%. Yes, just to beat it. Wow. I've been hoodwinked. Yeah, but those people are scrubs. Careful, Wick. 100% was 27 hours. Well, if this game wasn't so painful to look at, I might continue on to the goal just to spite it, but I don't like spiting things at the expense of my general health. This game's quite well received, though, is it not? Oh. But if I give it a negative review, Nix is going to come along and just follow up my review with mad 'cause bad. No, sore loser, that's what he said. Sore loser. Oh, wrong button. I left a negative review for Half-Life 2 and Nix just came to my review and said sore loser. And I think he's right, but I still don't think Half-Life 2 is any good. It's a movie game. Nobody wants to admit it, but Half-Life 2 is just a movie game. Oh. That cloud comes along just to distract you from the bouncing black balls. I don't know about that, Vince. I've got a good way of making good games look bad and bad games look good. That said, I don't think anything I can do can make Draken look good. I do like the game, though. It's been a long time since I've fired my way through Draken, but it's a hard game to justify playing. There's nothing new to it, just going through the motions. God, give me Muse Dash over this. And I have severe difficulties with Muse Dash. I love Muse Dash, but it reaches a point where I just cannot play it anymore. The inputs it requires are just so fast. Such rapid mashing of a button. I don't know how you're meant to actually do it. What's wrong with Muse Dash? Yeah, two problems. One is the inputs required. Some of those require you to absolutely rapid fire the same button like crazy. I do not know how one's meant to achieve that. I can't move my fingers that fast. The other is visually. I find Muse Dash very hard to look at. Same problem with this game. I don't know, something about the foreground and the background makes everything look like a blur to me. Like, if I okay, well, pausing is a bad example, but that frozen moment there, everything looks nice and clear, but the moment everything starts moving, it's all blurry. Everything I see here is a blur. There's no defined anything to it, it's just everything's blurry. Except for the main guy running, right? Because he's just sitting in place. But the combination of moving things and static things just makes this very hard for me to look at. And Muse Dash has that problem in spades for me. But that sounds like a me problem. Just link it with a DDR pad. I'd have to map 2 keys to up and 2 keys to down, but that could be done. I could rotate the DDR pad 45 degrees, have up and right be up and down and left be down. Are there any other buttons in Muse Dash? I think it's just those 2, right? I'm still struggling to see how this is a rhythm game. Where's the rhythm? Where's my rhythm? Ah, not there. Not there. Yeah, I played Song of Fire and Ice. It was okay. It was almost infuriatingly okay. Very inoffensive rhythm game. The Nancy Drew while doing Easter's prep was Chef's Kiss. Oh yeah, it's been a painful week, and all by my own choosing somehow. I chose this game. Someone else might have submitted it, but it's still down to me to select the games from the weekly one-shot list. I think back when it was 2 Hours of Hell, I chose every single challenge. Of course, the limitation there is that I'm just playing games that... Wait, is that true? I'm pretty sure I had a submission form for 2 Hours of Hell. Now I'm doubting myself. Anyway, it's still my responsibility. I missed the 2 bits of gold at the end there. I'm not going back for those though. Evening, morning, whatever time in your zone. Well, as you can see, it is 12:30 for me right now in the afternoon. So it's practically lunchtime, but I don't think there's going to be a lunch for me today. Actually, maybe there could be. Finish this, have lunch, Void Stranger, Slay the Spire. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I feel like those prawns are minutes away from turning. Yeah, the prawns. Don't like the idea of missing out on those prawns. I love prawns, mate. Not these prawns, though. They're not very good. Pretty sure the Jungle Book arrived on the list by someone else's hand. Where did the Yeah, I would not have put forward the Jungle Book. It might be a tab on my weekly one-shot thing. There's probably a list of all weekly one-shot... Well, there is a... Let me think of the order. There's weekly one-shot submissions, then there's a history of every weekly one-shot and their punishments. And a rating for them. Thumbs up or no thumb, or if it's Morrowind, a lot of thumb downs. Then there's every 2 Hours of Hell, and then I think there's a submission of all the 2 Hours of Hells, but I'm not in a position to check right now. I'm just in a position to break poor BIT.TRIP guy's little leggies. I think you have to jump down for that gold. Nope. Yeah, I think Morrowind is the only game that I felt so strongly about that I had to get the thumbs down there. My rating for the 2 hours of the weekly one shot's very simple. Did I enjoy this? If so, thumbs up. But I hated Morrowind. Oh, come on, game. Not a semblance of fairness to this. So it does lead into retro design ideas pretty hard. Random block in the nuts, an instant classic. I guess I should have been suspicious that the way forward looked so clear. Oh, come on now. Hoop. No random block in the bollocks for me. Oh. I wonder if anybody actually bought or played Meat Boy Forever. It's not a game I recall hearing much about after its release. Hopefully it got rightfully slammed. Nope. No to blocking the balls. Jump, kick, jump, grab that jump, and we're good. Done. And done right. Why are we not done yet? I thought it might be the end, but... well, I guess it was. Hey, Shorty is in, saying morning all. Well, good morning. Don't worry, I've got your ripe vegetables and your eggs. What does the health pickup do? It's not a health pickup, it just makes you look more fabulous. I don't even think it counts towards perfect because we got a perfect on a level that we missed one as well. But yeah, it makes the rainbow eventually come out of your back and it makes the beat turn into some actual music. Alright, come on now. Okay, there we go. Sounds like music now. Almost. I'm getting dizzy looking at this game. Oh, too dizzy to think about the cube to the balls again. Alright, come on. There's nothing like... what was it, 111? Whatever that god-awful earlier level was. But I still want it behind me. Didn't I play Stone Soup? I think I did. I certainly recall... I certainly have it filed away under I don't like this game, mentally. But it feels like it's sharing some memory slots in my head with Cataclysm DDA. So it's quite possible I'm getting confused. Nope. Say no to creating the balls. Up, jump, up, glide, jump, jump, kick, jump! Alright, come on. No guffing this time. Ah, I guffed. Oh yeah, I played Kenshi. Kenshi was miserable. Never playing that again. It's hard to find the patience for games like that, which require a lot of learning and understanding to play, but don't make any effort to help you out with it. So things like Kenshi and Cataclysm DDA. It's like, yeah, there's a great game here if you're willing to learn it, but the game's not going to make any effort to help you learn it. Kind of like Dominions. The difference with Dominions is I was forced to learn it. And yeah, sure, once I learned it, amazing game, but that was about 40 hours of investment just to be able to play the game and not even play it well. Now I can play it quite well, and I certainly enjoy it a lot. And it's not even just the time commitment, it's the time and energy commitment. Oh, not again. Dungeon crawls, kind of like that too. It does teach a tiny bit, but not much. Kenshi is such a treat that I don't see the love of Kenshi though. I played Kenshi, it was miserable, and then I watched Dark Young play it. Now Dark Young actually learned the game. He appeared to have gotten quite good at it, he'd built up his settlement with those people, but it still didn't look any fun. Looks like the kind of game you can do a lot of things in, sure. But none of it looked enjoyable. They sounded fun, right? Oh yeah, you find people and just cut off their arms and legs and watch them crawl around. Yeah, these are all winning moves in my book, but the idea of it seems fun, the execution less so. Alright, what's been messing me up so far? You need to be ducked under. Ah! Baited by the gold. Right, so at that point, you gotta duck under the block, jump for the gold early, and then spring your way up. And that'll take me to, I don't know, the next third of this level. Oh, okay, right, that was just poorly timed because I was reading Marvin's comment about cutting off legs. No more cutting off legs to prevent fleeing. I wonder about that. I don't suspect they're going to be very effective if their legs are lost. The thing is, I mostly cut legs off of prisoners to prevent them from doing prison escapes, because otherwise holding prisoners is a thankless task. But then again, what I tend to do is just never take quests that involve holding prisoners. Hold on to these 12 prisoners for 17 days. Okay, then you reach day 15, and it's like, oh, prison break. Your prisoners are trying to run away. Or even if you keep them separately, one prisoner is trying to run away. Okay, go and incapacitate him. Whoops, I hit him in the head, and now he's dead. And now we've failed the mission, and we've just wasted 15 days worth of babying people. Also, Pawn AI is really bad at targeting prisoners. I don't know why, you have to tell them to specifically beat up a prisoner. If you just body block, they'll stand and look at the prisoners and do nothing. So it's also a very tedious thing to have to deal with. So yeah, say no to prisoner quests. I don't think that DLC is going to be enough to bring me back to RimWorld though. That 500% run of RimWorld had such a sense of finality to it. What else is there to do in the game? Because anything that's not done on 500% is going to feel very easy. Too easy, in fact. But if we do bring back ball-busting difficulty, it's going to feel like we're just going through the same motions again. So, oh, here comes Randy with another 200 raid. And there's the other thing, we did pretty much everything the game had to offer back then. So the only thing that would be left is what's new in the DLC. And the DLC does look to have some cool things, but it's also just a lot of mods folded in for quality of life, which is good. Not a problem with the game, it's a problem with me. I have defeated that game. Which is funny because, oh my, the block every freaking time! Okay. God, everyone's ready for anything until they get a red cube in the balls. I've had plenty of nasty things hit me in the balls over the years, but never a mysterious black or red cube. cousin threw a tennis ball at my bollocks one time. That was very painful, but it wasn't nearly as painful as watching a game of pool and having someone chip a red out. Square in the bollocks. Oh, that hurt. Which almost makes these red cubes being thrown at me out of nowhere a blast from the past. Okay, feeling good. I know to avoid the block. Ah. I'm very well accustomed to games that just send you back to the start for your minor transgressions. It was very much the way things were done back in the day. If anything, I should be grateful that it's not even a minute of progress being lost. Used to playing plenty of old games where, oh, game over, well, back to the start. You keep nothing, you must do everything all over again. And I would choke that down, because we didn't know any better. But it's a very hard thing to choke down today. And I mean old games, not 14 like this. Hey, I finally made that jump! Let's not smudge the finish now. Oh, it's got 10 more gold to go at. 9, 8, 7. Ah, oh, it's below! Okay, no perfect here. No perfect, no worries. Oh, it was a springboard there. Okay, well, let's also try and remember that when we hit the dangling platforms, it's 3 above, 2 below, and whatever else comes. It's been quite a while since I've had a perfect eye. I don't recognize who put in this weekly one-shot. What was their name? I think it had letters and numbers in it. But I tried to tag them to see if they were actually in the Discord, for example, and nothing came up. For all I know, it's just one of Dark Judas's many aliases. What kind of name is Judas, anyway? Probably not a very popular one today. Alright, 3 above, 1, 2, 3, now down below. Oh, I ducked. What? Again, I did not see that anywhere. Come on, focus. We have all the information for once. Does that make this a puzzle? I don't know. I'd have to ask you, Rista. We could say that's where the magic happens. Getting real hungry now. These prawns are gonna be nice. It could be because I'm on mobile, but I don't see a timer. How's the challenge going? Well, plucky blind man, I think you'll find the timer is very clearly there in the bottom left. Man, you got nothing going for you. I guess your pluckiness is there. Bald, blind, probably built like Shorty. Probably acting like Shorty. They say everyone's got something. I'm sure you can relate. Not a single male in my family goes bald, and I don't plan on being the first. Can relate to the plucky part, though. And judging by the lore that we learnt in Shadow Ranch, I can cook a bit better than Shorty, too. I need elbow room when I'm cooking here, Nancy. Alright, can we put this horrible level behind? Well, they're all horrible, aren't they? Oh no, I forgot about the cube and the bollocks. Okay, come on. The gall of DD... It's routine by now. The amount of times I've switched the colors for success and failure on the weekly one-shot voting, and people still fall for it. I think I changed the wording on it once as well. So I think normally it's victory or failure, and I think I put it as like victorious or vanquished or something, and that confused people. But we have never chosen the wrong... Oh, no. I knew the moment I saw that thing I was hitting the wrong button. Come on, come on. I'm falling apart here. Damn Lou's lobby getting their pound of flesh. On Jesus' birthday, no less. There's monsters all around. I'm getting my 250,000 pounds of flesh, actually. It's very funny. Well, the good way to bet, in my eyes, Marvin, is that once you bet something, assume that it's already gone. And because it is already gone, then you can happily count it as what you get back. That's certainly been the way I think when I go to a casino. I go to a casino with, say, 60 quid. That 60 quid is already spent. If I walk out of the casino with 60 quid in my pocket, I've won 60 quid. And you might say, oh, but you just got the money you got back. Really, you got nothing. Well, no. I spent 60 quid on an evening of entertainment. And depending on the place, free food and or free drinks. Because casinos want to keep you in there for as long as possible. Steak, the steak, the drinks, the money, all on... Oh. I do think the same thing when going to a casino, yep. I've yet to find a good casino here, though. I certainly don't think I'm going to find any good gambling establishments at Balaton, but maybe it's there and hidden away from me. But I've only found one casino in Budapest. There must be more. No way does a city like Budapest only have one casino. But the one that it does have is really grim. Pretty grotty looking place. Alright, cube to the balls, dodged. 3 above, 2 below. Three above, 2 below. Where is it? Ah, here it is. 1, 2, 3, and below. I don't remember anything about this. Oh yeah, the springboard. Whee! Avoid the fireball, avoid the fireball. Finally! Not only did we do it, we did it perfect. Which means we get to do the retro level. I don't have to go to casinos. Oh, hang on, I actually need to focus here. Oh, okay, right, this is just beyond cruelty as well. Not only are these levels short and hard with precise jumps, you have to beat the level to get to them, and beating 18 of these was part of the challenge as well. Forget Spike the Well, someone did their whole business in the well. Anyway, I don't often go to casinos, says Queso. The one I went to was in Eviro, supposedly I don't know where Eviro is. Sounds Italian, though. Supposedly the largest casino in Europe. Didn't seem like it, to be honest. I don't really feel like size is much of an indicator of anything. I mean, why would that be good? I don't want to ruin a perfectly good casino experience by having to share it with lots of people. A few people's nice, though, but I don't want crowded tables. Which I think was part of my problem with the one that I found in Budapest. It was also kind of busy. Maybe because it was the only place. It's a sad thought. The casino in Stockholm actually really shaped up after a while. Became a much nicer place to go. However, they had some betting rules that just felt asinine. What was it? There was something. I was playing blackjack. And I expected something, and it was something else. And I just went, what? And he's like, oh yeah, that's the rule that we have here. And it was something kind of ridiculous. I don't remember if it was dealer stands on 22, but it was something like that. I think it was something like push on 22. Of course, 22 should be dealer bust. Again, I don't know if it was exactly that, but it was something that left me so taken aback that it was that degree of special rule. And that's just when I went, nope, not done here. Either that, or it was one card only on split, no matter the split. Or it was you can only split faces and aces. James, it's so long I can't remember. It was one of those things. And the moment I heard that, I was just like, well, I'm done here. Here as well. Oh, nice run you're having there. Cube to the balls. Depends on the tribe. Okay, y'all, I've never had the experience of going to a native Indian gambling establishment. You missed 1 gold anyway. Yeah, complete restart on the 1 gold miss. Lord almighty. Well, my hat's off to the submitter here for sliding by a weekly 1 punishment. But the onus is on me. I should have known this game. I did know this game. I've even played it before. But actually, when I loaded up this game today, when I was setting up for today's weekly 1-shot, and I had to delete my old save data from 2015, apparently the last time I played this, I'd only done 6 levels, so I hadn't seen just how horrible this game gets. Even assuming I could remember anything about what even happened there. Even assuming I could remember anything about how the game goes, or how difficult it is to look at. We've been having so many punishment games lately, and I've got to roll another one. Don't I have an outstanding punishment game right now? Somebody care to remind me what it is? Because we just did Witcher and Hard Time. And I'm pretty sure I rolled another one from this war of mine. Halo 2. Alright, Halo 2. I think I got a wildcard slot next week. I guess it's going to be Halo 2 plus whatever we roll from this. I think 20 minutes into this run, it was already poisoned. I would love to know where our submitter got 3 hours to perfect the game came from. Maybe he looked at the weekly one-shot submission and was like, ah, Jake can do this in 1/7 of the time, no problem. Was Hard Time really a punishment game? No, it was a punishment game with an F. However, that doesn't change the fact that it was Fan of Gaming's God-given right to put it in as a punishment game. Oh, my days. And Fan actually returned to streaming, no less. It was actually a great outcome. Fan of Gaming also winning the award for the biggest disparity between voice and face I've ever seen. He did some face camming for his streams, and that really made me step back and go, whoa. For one, I thought he was bald. He had a bald person voice. And he was anything but. Not everything I say is a dig at you, plucky bald man. You think so, Lizard? Oh, well. It's in the ear of the beholder, I suppose. People have been saying that for a long time, though, Roskell. The question is, how do you QC something like this? I want it to be something that anybody can put forward games and run challenges for. I don't want it to feel like there's any gatekeeping here. But as, say, Twitter found out, the problem with giving anybody a voice is that you're giving everyone a voice. And before I know it, I developed my own version of Steam Greenlight. Your weekly one-shot must be this submitted. No, it's on me. It's on me to make the choice. And I accept that some of them end up poisoned wells like this, or Pokemon, or Streets of Rage 3. Difference is, these days, you can gamble on it. And I reckon anybody that went to How Long to Beat to check this would have voted into the lose lobby. And yeah, sometimes we just need to give a bone to the lose lobby, because when all things are equal, they're left very poor. Ah. I think that's the furthest I've gotten, and it's always that cube to the bollocks getting me. Come on, I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to at least put this level behind me. Let me sing Mega, still sounds like Napalm. I would have went all in if not for daylight when was daylight savings? When did I lose an hour? Because I was looking at my oven today, and my oven said it was an hour in the past. And I couldn't figure out when we lost the hour. Yesterday, so through the night. Huh. Interesting. I went to bed really early last night. I think it was about 7 PM. Oh. Ah. Nothing like getting a monstrously large amount of sleep. I think I slept from 7 PM until 8 AM. And credit to Kalpa, you know what I was dreaming about? Buses. No! Ah, boy. Yeah, to be fair, Nancy Drew did leave me quite Nancy fatigued. I was not mentally prepared for 9 hours of Shadow Ranch. I thought it'd be a 6-hour run tops. However, I did rewatch Jagger's run, or I've almost finished rewatching it. I'm 8 hours deep into it. I had a feeling that maybe the search for sticks had been memed into existence. Like, it wasn't really as bad as we make it sound. No, it was worse than we make it sound. I think it was about the 5-hour mark Jagger finally found the sticks. kind of miss Jagger. He did a really good Nancy stream. He had great delivery for streaming as well. But some people come and some people go, and Jagger left. I think he was very unhappy with the hentai games being streamed here. Or maybe that was just the catalyst for it, who knows. But that's his business. Alright, at some point I need to duck low here, but I can't remember where. I think it's after here? No? After the next one then? Yeah, here. Duck low. Can we not only beat it, but beat it perfect? No! Cubing the balls for me, please! Oh, okay, no perfect. Oh god, I'm not even halfway through this level. Ah, but they're the opposite of front-loading the gold. Oh man, I don't think we're getting this level done within our timer. Defeated not halfway through the game. Ah. Oh yeah, but Punk Rock Lee, a game like this, music's gotta be loud. It's a game about music. I think. Not about good music, that's for sure. You want good music in a game like this, you play Muse Dash. Or... oh, what is the game that Worn Out Tapes song is from? White Label, I think it is. Unbreakable White Label. I don't think it's done yet, though. I think it's just got a demo available. Yeah, Muse Dash is the Ultra Weeb one. A game I find very difficult to play. Visually, the game is too stimulating. Alright, this is our last chance. Our last life rule that we have invented for this challenge just now. I love last life rule. I like the idea that you can have your back to the wall and have one final chance at redemption. Even if it's horrifically unlikely to happen, it could happen. Have we ever had Last Life Rules save a run, by the way? Trying to remember, nothing's coming. Ah, of course, Hitman, how could I forget? Hitman was a... oh, okay, well, a fitting end for the BIT.TRIP Runner. Smashed in the bollocks with yet another red cube. This game has Probably more than I care to admit. Anyway, this is just me waffling on because I don't want to admit defeat, but I do have to click choose prediction outcome, choose outcome, failure. We're not accidentally hitting victory, even though... Wait, does it say weekly one-shot 230? Oh, what was weekly one-shot 230? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Hold that thought. I need to find my list here. But now I can't find it, can I? Number 230 was Lucius, and it was a victory. And the question was, weekly one-shot 230, win or lose? Like I said, I will never misclick on the outcome here, and 230 was a win. The winners have it. I'm not even joking. Winners have it. You should have read the fine print, my friends. Alright, now we need to get the... that we had for weekly one-shot number 230 was Glorious Victory. So all of those points get slurped up by Grey Void, Matty Mayo, and Volcron. Congratulations! You had my back then. Nix Quality Tarthur. Oh, no, no! I regret this immediately. It was Blue. Blue the Thief. I always keep the shame list handy. Blue stole from charity to the tune of $250,000, and now they win again. Aonshix, Chrono Curlew, and Scathy, they remembered good old run 230. Whilst Baron, Savs, Najao, Wick, Pandy, Ninjin, Karth, I couldn't read the fine print. Neither could Junen, Zingis, or even Alpha Gemo. What a brutal time for them. Okay, so what's happening now? I am going to make some lunch, some victory lunch for that time in the past, but not before I spin the punishment wheel. What a strange order that we have going on here, don't we? Right, let me go and grab my punishment wheel. Wrong one. I need my wheel. I'm glad I only put 100k on there, says Alpha. I have a bit of cushion still. Alright, wheel, you here for me? Okay, there we go, that looks like a wheel and a half to me. I'm gonna make sure that it is an actual updated list of punishment games coming in here. There's gonna be a Halo 2 still on the list. If we roll that, then we re-roll. But I... Whoa, 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 no, no, no. There we go, updated list, shuffle it around. So if you are... Okay, calm down, BIT.TRIP. There we go. If you're somehow new to the formula here, whenever I fail a challenge, typically a 2 hours of hell, or weekly one-shot, can't think of another one that we've had for punishment lately, I have to spin this, the wheel of our punishment games submitted by supporters of the channel. Finally above 250k again after Jake stole my points before. Was that because you read the fine print? I wonder if anybody did. I didn't until the end there. So these are games submitted by supporters of the channel, of which I've probably lost several of today after this betrayal. We spin it, whatever we land on, we're going to be playing for at least a couple of hours on one of our streams, probably next week. I think I've got the wild card for it. What do we see here? We've got things like A10 Cuba, Zietler's 5, Robot Wars, Defenders of Arcadia, Space Adventure, The Crow, Time Cop. I have heard of almost none of these games. Stronghold Warlords? Okay, well, let's use our power of luck to not roll Stronghold Warlords. I lost their plot, did Firefly. Right, it's not Red Baron, it's not The Last World, it's not Halo 2, obviously. Is it Outbreak? It is. Outbreak, The Nightmare Chronicles from Irreverent Wellington. I have no idea what that is. Steam, are you able to actually show yourself on Steam? Steam window, where's my stream? I don't know, hold that thought. I'm going to see if we can find information about this game, because I've never heard of it. Outbreak. Outbreak, The Nightmare Chronicles. Is it even on Steam? Possibly not. Oh, no, I have found it on Steam. It didn't want to show up on the search box, but I found it eventually. So let's see if we can just go right over there. Alright, I appreciate this looks very cut off for you, so let's see what we can do about that. We don't need to see the side stuff anyway. There we go. A mixed rating. Okay, don't bring me the reviews just yet. Don't want to spoil myself, do we? Experience an immersive and horrifying episodic single-player survival horror nightmare trapped alone in a desolate manor. Hunted by monstrous foes, you need to scrounge for supplies, manage resources, solve puzzles. It's a third-person survival horror. This is starting to sound like it might have crafting in it, which I don't like the sound of. When has crafting been done well in a game? You have to pay for additional chapters. This game is from 2018, developed by Dead Drop Studios, never heard of you. They're still putting info here? I guess they've worked on other games. Let's see what our best good and bad review are. Describe this game as a tribute to survival horror games of old. Oh, that's not a good sign. That is really not a good sign. Was that game called, that was a very blatantly Silent Hill Resident Evil ripoff with anime girls? It was horrible, whatever it was. I feel like synthetic, but I'm sure it wasn't. Fixed camera angles. Hey, I like fixed camera angles. Obscure rooms over the... Wait, fixed camera action on a third-person shooter? Sounds like a paid review. Yeah, let's find a less paid review. Give me... They should have never added funny for reviews. Or Steam Awards for guides. It's ruined a lot of things on Steam. Negative reviews. It's a cute homage to Resident Evil, but it kills it with horrible combat system. Aiming, dodge... Wait, dodging? With fixed camera angles? Are we Resi 3 here? The concept is good, the delivery is very poor. I love original Resident Evil, don't get me wrong, this is intended to look, feel, and play like it, but come on, 7 shotgun rounds to kill a zombie? Get real. Oh, sounds good to me. Alright, looks like we're in for another punishment. Halo 2 and Outbreak coming out next week. As for me now, though, I'm going to make some lunch, I'm going to come back, it'll be Void Stranger, and then, assuming I don't get a blinding headache from that, I fancy some Spire slaying. So until I'm back with that, which will take... always good to highball these ones. Let's say I'll be back in an hour with this one. So 2:30 in Central European time. Until then, it's a brief cheers and cheerio.